Greetings, fellow keepers and fellow Kongers. It is Soniel here with the Keeper's Corner, and we're going to be taking a brief look at a feature on the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie, of course, is the single lone premium hero in the game. She can be purchased with either a boodle of gems, 2,500 to be exact, or with cash for $29.99 US. I'm not sure what the conversion rates are for other areas. There's a couple very important things to note about the Valkyrie when we look at her as an epic hero in terms of her tiers in PvP and PvE and tower attacks and things like that, and how her longevity performs in those areas as you level up. It's very important to note that she is a powerhouse hero in the lower level brackets, mainly from level 20 to level 45 or so, when your opponents aren't wearing epic armor and have very little magic resistance. Her soul skills like Melt Armor and her on-death ability, the Fire of Wrath here, are going to do tremendous amounts of damage to your opponents in hero battles and things like that. However, it's also very important to mention that she is, along with the Spell Sword, the only hero that can just gain soul energy without an actual damage-dealing ability. The Spell Sword, of course, has the energy reserves that gives you that starting boost of soul energy, but the Valkyrie has a much more valuable ability here, the Light of Wrath. And the Light of Wrath is a short cooldown, and it's an incredibly fast skill. It has a very low starting initiative, so that Light of Wrath is usually going to always be one of the first, if not the first spells cast by your team, giving you basically the same effect as the Spell Sword's energy reserves, sometimes with slightly less soul energy. As you can see, there's a bit of a range to the effect here at 42 to 70, so you can get hit by those low-end casts that don't give you quite enough energy. The best thing to do there is find a hero like the War Master, who has an ability like Battle Fury that's going to show up right after Light of Wrath and give you that extra little punch of soul energy you need to cast your early soul skills. In addition to that, she has the Shield of Wrath, which is what allows her to be a frontline tank in tower attacks and in PvE content. The Shield of Wrath, as we can see, gives a large bonus health barrier, as well as the bonus fire damage on her attacks. And then for the third ability on her, it's really a toss-up between Angelic Volley or Righteous Bolt. Righteous Bolt can be a tremendously valuable and very fast single-target ability. However, in tower attacks, I tend to lean towards the Angelic Volley, only because it acts as if it were an AoE spell and can cast over the top of razor walls and things like that, so you can hit heroes and monsters in the backline behind walls effectively with the Angelic Volley. And then, of course, she does have the passive ability here that boosts her lightning damage by 60% at max level, so that helps the damage of the lightning volley, or Angelic Volley, to be a lot more viable. And then, of course, as we talked about, she has the On Death and Resurrection AoE, which is very, very powerful at lower levels, and the Counter ability, which allows her to return damage to stuns, fire, lightning. Most often, you're going to see that return against stuns, particularly in tower attacks against ninjas. She can really punish any ninja floors that when the ninja vanishes and you can't do any damage, they're going to be able to, or she's going to be able to ping them with counter damage as the ninja throws their smoke bombs. But I wanted to come back and look at some of these abilities from when I had originally created my first Valkyrie video when she was released in the 1.6 update, I want to say it was. And in that video I had said that the Blade Thrust was likely going to be one of her top abilities, and it's actually her worst ability by far. So we all learn a little bit as we progress and move along. It's also important to note that she has the highest base stats of any epic hero at 7 stars. At 799 and 792 here, she's only at level 52, so there's about 25 or so stat points in each available to her still. But we'll have a look here at the Templar at level 50, the Ranger at level 54, the Necromancer at level 53, the Blackguard at level 55, and the Archmage at level 51. And she trumps even the fully leveled up Blackguard's stats when she's still 3 levels less than him. So her base stats are absolutely tremendous. And again, that paired with the Dark Defender and the Dragon Scale Chain is going to be what allows her to be a very viable frontline tank, coming in at 13 to 1400 defense and 2700 health, along with a fairly decent armor rating, and of course she does get those bonus resistances. And it's important to note too, at any level bracket in tower attacks, especially in PvE and lower level hero battles, her on-death ability when paired with a cleric, the AoE damage that it does when you die usually generates enough soul energy for guaranteed resurrection. So it's got a twofold value there in that it's not only dealing a lot of burst damage at lower levels, but it's always going to make sure that you can resurrect her when you're using her in the front line. But we're going to jump in and do a quick tower attack here with her so you guys can see how the Light of Wrath affects the cycle. I'm sure some others have probably seen my videos with the no healer tower attack here team that I use here, and that features the Warlock, the War Master, the Ninja, and the Valkyrie. And as I had said previously, it's important to see how that Light of Wrath goes off early and gives me access to that immediate poison smoke bomb. In most towers, especially early Berserker floors and things like that, that early smoke bomb is going to help you to disrupt the enemy skill cooldowns in a way that debuffs from Corrupted Inquisitors and Black Fist Evokers don't have an opportunity to go off before your ninja starts wailing with his Shuriken, Shadow, and Step and Shadow Slash abilities, which then generates you the soul energy you need to throw off a Shadow Sensor and then a Righteous Bolt, which combined and when targeting the ninja's abilities on the enemy hero is usually enough to wipe out a hero before they're even able to cast their soul skills. One of the things that counters this tower team fairly well are Razor Walls protecting those heroes on each floor, because that does eliminate a lot of the single target damage from the Ninja and the War Master, and even the Demon Fire ability and Drain Life from the Warlock as well. Which, again, it can slow you down quite a bit, and without healers, you don't want those heroes casting too many soul skills because you don't have much room for recovery. You can run Take Charge on the War Master as kind of a pseudo-heal, but even at max value, you're only going to get about 100 health per cast from that. Otherwise, your only other source of healing is the Drain Life on the Warlock. If she does get low, you want to make sure that you look at targeting the lowest defense, lowest armor enemies when that skill is up. You don't want to hit a Razor Wall or a Suit of Arms with parry and only generate 80 or 90 health from that attack. But as you can see here, the Valkyrie is pretty critical to the synergy of that particular team in tower attacks. And we'll just jump into hero battles real quick, just so I can show you how the build setup would be for a lower level team using her. Unfortunately, at level 50 plus, this team isn't that valuable. It can be used fairly effectively to stall opponents out and things like that. But in terms of just going for the win, unfortunately our Templar's on a mission. Oh no, but he's supposed to go right there. Imagine that Blackguard's a Templar. And then in your fourth position, you're going to want to put basically anyone that's going to help boost the damage output. I've seen a lot of people get tremendous success with using the Mystic here, and using that Light of Wrath ability to cast off your dooms, and then you have 2 cleanses running as well as 2 revives with the Cleric and the Templar, and it's all about just keeping the back line alive while the front line dies over and over and just punishes everyone with their on-death ability. But that's just a quick look at the Valkyrie. Keep in mind, everyone, that the 1.9 update is going to be coming very soon. As far as we know, it is fully completed and submitted for approval. The folks over at Ninja Kiwi are just waiting on a couple more things before releasing that to the public. I do expect it will be a large content update. At the very least, we will be seeing some new campaign content, if not a new boss or new bosses, and possibly new heroes, new items. There's a litany of things that will be coming to this game in the future. Hopefully we'll see a handful of them in this 1.9 update. And with the game being released on Congregate to desktop and web users, make sure you guys, if you haven't, check out some of our older videos and our videos for new players. If you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the Keeper's Corner so you can see everything as we post it. And make sure you comment on any suggestions, things you hate, whatever the case may be. Give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.